Yo. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? This is Artists of Truth, and welcome to my vlog. So, what do we have going on today? You already see it? You already see it right here. Fantastic fuckery news. So, what's on what's on the agenda for this fantastic fuckery news? Banking while black? Uh Keisha Lance Bottoms issuing a indoor mask mandate. Better yet, let's let's get into that. So I came across this post on ATL Scoop, right? Yellow zone. Ooh. So Keisha Lance Bottoms has issued an executive order to reinstate the citywide indoor mask mandate. Now, before we get into this level of tomfoolery, I have to say something. I'm not going to belittle Keisha Lance Bottoms because ignorance resides in everyone, regardless of what historically black college you may have attended, or regardless of what sorority you are a part of. You might be book smart, but common sense leaves you. And I say that with conviction and generosity because I'm very, very equal when I'm calling BS out on black folks. She issued this executive order, and I need people to understand this, especially in the city of Atlanta. I need you to understand one thing: mandates is not lawful. Okay. Better yet, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Okay. Definition of mandate. Okay. An authoritative command or instructions. A command or authorization given by a political electoral to the winner of an election. Number 3, a commission from the League of Nations authorizing a member nation to administer a territory. So, in the legal sense, a judicial command, order, or precept written or oral from a court, a direction that a court has the authority to give, an individual is bound to obey. A mandate might be issued upon a decision of an appeal which directs a particular action to be taken or upon a disposition made upon a case by an inferior tribunal. Do you hear anything lawful in that definition? And this is why a lot of black folks get railroaded, get lied to and manipulated, even by your own folks. Yeah, buddy. Let me go ahead and cut this light down a little bit because I have a lot of glare on me. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I think this one is better. Yeah. But look here. I don't portray myself as being a doctor I don't portray myself as knowing it all. But when it comes to basic God-given common sense, I possess that. And I always tell people, think about what's being told to you. Understand that Keisha Lance Bottoms, she is a political figurehead. All right. Keisha Lance Bottoms obviously doesn't follow simple instructions, which is why Governor Kemp, who I don't care for either, has a lawsuit pending against her. I guess it hasn't really resonated in with her yet that a higher up, a governor, supersedes you. Keisha Lance Bottoms, she's trying to buck or whatever the hell she's trying to do. I don't care. But you are infringing on the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of most Georgians in this republic state. No different than the rest of the states. America is a republic. It's not a democracy. These political figureheads do not know what is best for the American people. They don't. They just, it's almost like you're playing a game of Russian roulette and you're spinning that wheel, hoping something would land. But as I stated before, Keisha Lance Bottoms, she's not a doctor. She's not an RN. She's a political figurehead. So I have to ask, who knows what's best for your health and well-being? Does Keisha Lance Bottoms know that? No. Does Joe pedophile Biden know? No. Does the CDC and the rest of these organizations, do they know what's best for the health and well-being of most Americans? No, they do not. This is why if you look at your stock, you see these pharmaceutical companies, right? These pharmaceutical companies, their stock is skyrocketing. They're making money off of the ignorance of most Americans. Now, when I say this, I'm strictly speaking to Black folks, because I understand you got a lot of Black folks out there. They don't want to read, even if it's fine print. They don't want to read that neither. It's a damn shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, because it's no one else's job to educate you. It's your job to educate yourself. This is why they have a curriculum in schools, colleges, universities, wherever. They have a curriculum for you to follow. They teach you exactly what they want you to know, but everything else they hide or they keep for themselves because they want to control you. And you know what? You give them that power of controlling you by telling you, don't come out of your house. If you come out of your house, you will be fined, you will be arrested, you will be this, you will be that. But you look over in other nations where people are taking a stand. They're not out there arresting them. But of course, you know, as a collective body, guess what? They're standing up and they're pushing back. And guess what that entity is doing? That entity can't do anything besides listen to exactly what the people are saying. I was listening to a video by Rabbi Finkelstein, a video that was interviewed by Rabbi Finkelstein. And this individual, this false Jew, said it with confidence and conviction that America is consumed with cowards. They believe whatever you tell them without reading, without thinking for themselves. They are complacent, being controlled and manipulated and lied to. I'm just saying, History doesn't lie. History has a tendency of repeating itself. And the reason why it has a tendency of repeating itself is because of the people, because of your lack of ignorance, your lack of knowledge. All right, I'll correct myself, but your lack of knowledge, because you're not thinking for yourself. You're not asking questions. You're just complying, And I get it. People are saying, well, people are dying every single day from this DVOC. People are just dying every day. And my thing is, people were dying every day before this even came an issue. I'll do you one better. Do you not know and realize how you didn't hear anything about the flu epidemic? You didn't hear anything about the flu at all. Like, where did flu go? Did the flu take a vacation while DVOC was currently circulating? Because people get sick every single day. People get sick from bad hygiene. That means not washing your hands. You have a lot of people out here who, they'll sneeze in their hands and then they'll go touch doorknobs. That's how you get sick right there. People were getting sick every single goddamn day. Or was it that most Americans weren't even concerned with that? They weren't paying attention to that unless that shit hits home for them. People have been dying. They have been getting sick from high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, cancers, strokes, lung cancer. That's why I can't understand why. Don't talk to me about wearing a damn face mask, but you'll go to a convenience store, take that mask off and smoke a whole damn pack of cigarettes. Make that make sense to me, folks. What are you protecting yourselves from? Moreover, you wearing a face mask, right? And I've seen this with idiots in Atlanta. Y'all look so goofy when y'all out there driving in your vehicle by yourself and you got a face mask on. Who are you protecting yourself from? Who and what are you protecting yourselves from? Because my take is, if you're that scared, stay home. Live in a bubble. Why are you even out if you are so scared? You're scared of getting sick. But most Americans, they weren't too scared of getting sick 5 years ago. No. Folks will go use the restroom, wouldn't even wash their hands. Y'all nasty folks. That's nasty. You go in there and hold yourself or wipe your butt crack, and then you come out and you don't even wash your hands. That's nasty. But then all of a sudden everyone's scrambling around. Oh, we got to wear face masks on the inside and this, that, and the fit. What? But you eating wrong. Keisha Lance Bottoms and other political figureheads that are pushing this whole mask mandate. Look here. Let me tell y'all something. And I really want you to pay attention to this. If they are really and truly trying to protect the public or protect you for that matter, why is it they are not advocating and encouraging healthy eating habits? Why aren't they encouraging, hey, get out here and exercise? Get out here and exercise. Watch what you eat. Watch what you put into your body. Why are they not saying that? Because it's a money grab, people. It's a money grab. It's like, for the life of me, I can see that. And I'm looking, look. Let's see. I'll do you one better before I jump on to the next fantastic fuckery news. So let's go ahead. Let's pull up some stock. All right. So let's see. Let's go to Pfizer. All right. Because I think I have All right, so let's go. Oh boy, Johnson and Johnson. So their stock shares are down $167.29 right now, right? But just a month ago, the highest their stock has gotten was $173.41. Now, this was just a month ago. If you can see that, just a month ago, right? 3 months ago, it jumped up to 173. 3 months ago now. You see that? Johnson and Johnson. Let's see. These companies, even with Moderna is up 263. Well, they are down 263. So what was their highs? Their highs was $312.62 a week ago. A week ago. $368.51. Well, I'll take that back. The highest was $454.60. These are pharmaceutical companies right here, folks. Now, whatever you choose to do with your health and well-being, it is your right. I never want to take another person's rights away from them. I don't. But for Keisha Lance Bottoms to say, "Oh, I'm going to implement this mask mandate," first and foremost, it's not law. Two, you have remedies to protect yourself. They don't want black folks to know that, including some of your highly educated black folks. They don't want you to have that information. They don't want you to have a clear, concise ability to think for yourself. But these political figureheads are not encouraging you to eat healthy. They're not encouraging you to not go to McDonald's and eat that genetically modified crap. They're not telling you that. Why? Because if I really and truly care about you all, I'm going to encourage you all to have healthy eating habits. A billion sold, and folks still going out here eating McDonald's. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at folks drive into McDonald's, face mask on and everything. I'm just like, what are you protecting yourself from? Why? You don't want to get sick, but shoot, you putting all this garbage and nonsense into your body. You're not really protecting your temple, are you? No, you're really not. You're really not. Gosh, I can't make this up, boy. I tell you, I can't make this up. But here's another interesting banking while black. And I have to talk about this real quick. But most of all, I'm going to play this video for you all. And then I'm going to commentate later. And then I'm going to wrap this up, okay? So let's see.
Tonight, 5 Investigate shows us what happened to a young black man in Columbia Heights who was trying to cash his paycheck. Lawyers and advocates say his experience is part of a national phenomenon known as banking while black. That man tells investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen he was racially profiled when a manager called police minutes after he walked into a U.S. bank branch last year. This is a story you will only see on Nightcast.
That man, Joe Morrow, spoke with us in detail about what happened. U.S. Bank, however, would not go on camera. It's settled with Morrow after we started asking questions, but we were still able to obtain police body camera video of that incident that the bank does not want you to see. When police got the call to a busy U.S. Bank branch in Columbia Heights last year, a call for a fraudulent check and a suspect posing a threat.
How's it going?
This is how they found 23-year-old Mississippi native Joe Morrow sitting in a chair in the bank manager's office, leaning back with his hands folded. Police blurred out branch manager John Asquith, as state law requires, because he did not want us to see or hear him in the video. Morrow wanted everyone to know what happened.
I just got through working like 12 hours, I think.
His job at UNFI, a grocery supplier better known as SuperValue in Hopkins. Closer to home, Morrow stopped here at U.S. Bank in Columbia Heights to cash his paycheck for $900. Despite having an account, that simple transaction was anything but.
They was all looking at me and just staring at me. And then looking at the check and then staring at me again. I'm like, now I'm already knowing like what they thinking, the check fake. The manager, he came over and said, Joe Morrow, your check fake. And I said, what? He said, you people are always coming in here with fake checks.
What do you think he meant?
Black people.
I work there, bro. And I'm gonna report you too, bro.
Morrow continued pleading his case with Police Sergeant Justin Pletcher in the room. Morrow's claim of racial profiling immediately met with this warning.
Joe, I need you to calm down, first of all, okay? Don't say anything stupid, because you're just gonna get arrested for it. All right.
Still sitting in the chair as the sergeant held his ID and his check, Morrow insisted it was the bank who owed him an explanation.
They called me in front of everybody talking about this is a fake check. That ain't a fake check. I work there. We can confirm that.
2 minutes later,
What's his name?
Joe.
a second officer arrives and the bank manager asks police to take Morrow to an adjacent office.
The manager told the officer, like, can you get him out of my office? He might touch anything on my desk. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's when I got super mad. Like, what? I'm gonna touch something on your desk.
Joe.
That anger only visible for a second.
Joe, let's go over there, man.
When he complies with officers' orders and stands up.
Okay, let's make it simple.
A split second, Morrow says he'll never forget.
Like, definitely when I got handcuffed and stuff, everybody looking like, when I'm coming out of his office, I was handcuffed, so people looking.
How did that make you feel?
Like crazy, like I'm a criminal or something, like I'm doing like something bad, like I actually came here with a fake check.
In his report, the sergeant later wrote that Morrow flexed at John, the bank manager, in a threatening manner.
I didn't threaten him. I got up, like, you know, in the like, you know, like a mad.
Do you have anything on you that could hurt harm hopefully in any way?
Still.
All that, how many hours I worked, all that. I could have came here and showed them that.
According to the police report, the bank manager said he'd received a lot of fraudulent checks using the UNFI logo. Morrow says the manager claimed he already called the company and confirmed the check was fake.
So who do we need to call?
But this body camera video shows the bank manager did not actually make that critical call until after Morrow was already in handcuffs.
So it's a real, the check number's real.
Morrow's employer confirmed the check was in fact real.
There's no question in my man, if he'd been white, this would never happen.
5 Investigate showed the video to a community leader. Are you seeing that okay?
I am.
The founder of a nationally recognized implicit bias training program for police.
But this is Minnesota.
when the handcuffs came off.
So can I talk to you man to man real quick?
For more than 10 minutes, Morrow remained in this office.
They're making fake checks with that logo on it, right?
Let me tell you guys.
Most of the talking.
So what the branch manager has to do is call and make sure it's a good check. I need you to stay calm for that, okay? Because when you start acting like this, it makes you look even guilty. Yeah.
It makes you look even more, it makes you look guilty. But they had already assumed that he was guilty from the beginning. For one, they really didn't have probable cause to even detain him because he wasn't a threat. He wasn't irate and all over the place. But to tell someone, hey, you need to calm down, and they're not even elevated, but they have every right to be frustrated, which is another reason why I always tell people, when the police come around, don't say shit, because you're not in any liberty whatsoever to answer any of their questions. It was like, shoot, if they're going to run an investigation, let them run an investigation. Under duress, you let them know, hey, under duress, because I don't have any way of protecting myself. You have a weapon. You can protect yourself. I can't. But under duress, hey, here's my ID. Other than that, I'm not answering any more questions. I'm not answering any more questions. What for? No. So let's jump back into it.
No, I know. I'm saying, but when you start getting upset and irate, it makes you look guilty.
Well,
here you go.
You're acting guilty. And so the question is, what is acting guilty? Tell me, what is acting guilty? I'm sorry, but this is who I am. You blame him for creating the racism that he feels.
Don't do anything stupid.
It was another part of this exchange that struck a nerve with Tyrone Terrell.
So play it calm, play it cool, and wait for you to be validated. Okay?
So wait for you to be validated. So it's always guilty until proven innocent. Guilty. Even though this officer doesn't even know 100% that he is guilty, but he's assuming that he's guilty. Let's finish this up.
An interview, but in a statement, Chief Lenny Austin said his department reviewed the incident and found the officers' actions were reasonable and they conducted themselves professionally.
And if you feel it's a racist thing, okay, handle it different.
Sergeant Fletcher wouldn't go on the record with us, but still sent us links to network news programs.
If I'm not on the same side as my community, then I am feeling them and I am feeling this bad.
He was praised on national TV for how he handled a call involving a black health inspector 2 days after the death of George Floyd.
I think we need more police officers to speak up.
But Fletcher is not talking about this video that few have seen until now.
There are going to be plenty of people, I imagine, who will say, this officer acted admirably. He spoke calmly. He told me to calm down.
Plenty of white people. I'm looking through the lens of a black man who dealt with too many of these cases.
Was the flinching, so-called flinching, visible in the video?
Well, I'll take you back to it. Lori Pradell is a professor at the University of South Florida and the founder of the Fair and Impartial Policing Training Program.
I did not discern anything in the video
he
that
flinched
showed
at-
Mr. Morrow was being threatening. Maybe they saw things that I did not see.
Manager,
Or
like,
maybe this.
I was just like, he flinched. I was like, I'm not going to sit up here and be smiling and everything after you've accused me of bringing in a fraudulent check, which he claimed, oh, I checked and the check was fake. But then he lied. He lied. US Bank, I hope you still don't have that individual there, because y'all about to lose some Y'all about to lose some business. But then on the other, on the flip side, folks really don't care about that until it happens to them. Then they want to do something. As a collective basis, people need to stop doing business with U.S. Bank. Point blank, period. Damn shame this happened.
This is very important in policing. You know, when you've had an
But check
interaction
this out now.
with the person and say, okay, this is what was going on.
Interview manager Asquith or anyone else with the bank, and instead sent us this statement saying U.S. Bank is committed to fairness toward everyone we serve regardless of race, adding, we dispute the facts as they're being portrayed to you. 2 weeks later, the bank quietly reached an undisclosed settlement, meaning no one with U.S. Bank or Morrow can ever talk about what happened here.
Ain't that something?
Hey, Joe, man. I'm sorry you had to go through this, man.
Any additional apology
sorry.
now confidential.
Keep working hard.
Again, what's almost lost in all of this is that Joe Morrow was already a customer with U.S. Bank, says he had an account there. We reached back out to U.S. Bank one more time, and last week a spokesperson added that the bank's own internal investigation found nothing to indicate that Morrow's race was a factor in the service he received. Of course, as you heard, lawyers, experts, and advocates.
But if that was the case, and he already had an account at that bank, they should have known who he was. They should have known who he was, especially if he brought a check in. If this individual has already had an account, they should have already known who he was. It was like, look, I can't make this up, but U.S. Bank, yeah, I think some folks want to keep themselves out of U.S. Bank, like the wise idea. But here's something much more interesting, and then I'm gonna wrap this up.
Delivery.
Can't make this up, boy.
The CEO of U.S. Bank is apologizing after 5 investigators revealed a black customer was accused of fraud and handcuffed while trying to cash his paycheck. This week, investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen first showed you police body camera video from inside that bank branch there in Columbia Heights. Eric now tells us why the bank is no longer defending how that customer was treated.
In this letter to the community, CEO Andy Cecere now takes full responsibility for how customer Joe Morrow was treated at a branch in Columbia Heights last year.
Yeah, after
the
settling
manager
out
of that
court.
branch called police and accused Morrow of fraud after he tried to cash his paycheck last year. But the body camera video we aired earlier this week shows officers briefly handcuffed and detained Morrow before the bank called his employer and confirmed the check was real. Our story is bringing nationwide attention to an issue that civil rights advocates call banking while black. In the letter shared with us just this afternoon, Cecere writes he is deeply sorry for where we failed. He goes on to say U.S. Bank is revisiting and expanding employee training. That commitment addressing at least some of the demands made in the last 24 hours from the Racial Justice Network, a local civil rights group.
They can't just put on their website that they value diversity and inclusion and equity, and then when they have the opportunity to live those values, to turn the other way.
So I can't, all I can say about that is it's trash. Just trash. But final thought. Certain things is just not acceptable. You can't apologize for everything. Some things will have to be served with consequences. But moreover, be in a position to think for yourself. Of course, we live in a society where thinking for yourself, being outspoken, is not something that is praised. There are people out there with hidden agendas, and they don't mean us well. They don't mean melanated people well. And they know what they're doing. A lot of them, they know what they're doing. And once they have been exposed for what they are doing, then we're sorry. Like, I don't care about your apology. Keep your apology. It's like, I want your job and I want a nice lawsuit. Oh, you want me to keep it quiet? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take the settlement out of court as long as this individual is not banking at any banking institutions going forward. Take that away from them. Send a clear, concise message to the rest of apologetic folks who don't think before they just jump at every single solitary thing. But moreover, think for yourselves. It doesn't hurt. You'll be surprised at the responses that you will receive when you think for yourself and you're being outspoken. Doesn't mean you have to be violent. Doesn't mean that you have to be calm, and because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be submissive and humble, like you a dog. The first time you start barking, and you ain't even biting, the first time you start barking back at them, they just like, yo, he a threat, he a threat, he a threat. But that's your right. Because if you're not being treated fairly and respectably, how is it that people expect you to just be all calm and collective? How? But typically, those individuals are the ones who never experience what melanated people have and will experience in the near future. Well, what can you say, people? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Artist of Truth, and I just spoke my truth. I have nothing but love for y'all, even the ignorant ones, because at some point in time, you're going to face reality and realize that what I'm saying and people like myself are saying, that's some fuck shit. And this concludes fantastic fuckery news for you. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk with you again soon. All right? The fuck.